Hello guys, 564 days over. Hillary Clinton admitted that the USA funded jihadist militant groups in Pakistan. She said, "The people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago, and we did it because we were locked in a struggle with Soviet Union." In fact, if you see, the seeds of terrorism has been spread by the USA world over to continue its hegemony. Now from the war theatres, coming to south towards Kherson, no special reporting. Now on Zaporizhia region, once again towards Pyatikhatiki, no changes. On Rabotino front, Boris Rosin says that most of the village remains grey zone. In east towards Verbov and on the Verbov front itself, fight is on. As per reports, Ukrainians have made gains in these directions. Pryutne, no changes where earlier the Russians had pushed Ukrainians in northern side beyond Grushchevoye Balka towards Rimivka salient. The Ukrainians are continuing their attacks, a number of them towards Novodonetsk, Novomyorsky line, and they have been able to gain grounds in northeast Novomyorsky across Shaitanka river. No gains towards Novodonetsk side. Positional battle continues near Urozhain. No further development in southern part of it. Ukrainians have amassed close to 1,000 troops at Zolotaya Preshchitovka line. Seems they are pretty serious about the southern front. In eastern Bakhmut front, on southwestern part, the Ukrainians have reached railway tracks after reaching northeast outskirt of Klishivka. The fight is going on in north of Kurdyumivka. Due pressure, the Russians have withdrawn from Andreevka and part of it has become grey zone. In northwest of Bakhmut, Russian army has further strengthened its position towards Barkhovka reservoir. Elsewhere, no changes. Nothing special from Marinka as well as Andreevka. Now from the north, on Swatovo-Kupyansk direction, the Russian army is continuing its pressure on the Ukrainians towards east of Uskal. It has captured few strongholds here. Russian army is continuing its efforts on Sinkovka and towards forest west of Sinkovka, that is Kislovka. Towards Novosilovsky as well as Karmazinovka, stiff battle continues. Russians are continuing their pressure towards Petropavlovka and fight in the west of Kremina forest continues. Liman, no changes, though Ukrainians have launched close to 6 attacks close to Torsky salient and Serebryansky forestry. This is probably to counterbalance the Russians' advance in Kupyansk direction. On interdiction fronts, the Ukrainians are continuing their efforts to reach Crimean Bridge, and their 3 Ukrainian boats with troops were shot down by the Russian air defense as well as 8 drones were lost today morning. Russians have hit targets in Kiev, Dnepropetrovsk, Sumy and Kramatorsk. This is the situation as on today morning. It must be seen that despite minor territorial gains all along the battle lines, the main effort from either side is to destroy each other. Capability to wage wars. Their arms, ammunitions, dumps which include oil as well as weapon system, logistic lines, and overall the morale of each other, which does not seem to be less in either side, but nonetheless as far as their material conditions are concerned, that is being degraded, and especially as we believe the reports from the war zone, Ukrainians are major losers at this given moment. Some other informations, Armenia, Azerbaijan seem to be heading towards another war. Tension is rising due to provocations, strike shellings, arms, ammunitions amassments on the border, basically for Nagorno-Karabakh, and the regional powers are going to participate in it directly or indirectly. They include Iran, Turkey, and Israel. Who will be the main gainers? Of course, the war industries. France is deploying army in many ECOWAS countries. Why these ECOWAS or other countries are allowing France to deploy their army? Because these countries' ruling elites gain a big chunk of what France plunders from these countries, their people, their resources. Sadly, the death toll in Morocco due earthquake has risen more than 1300. Those who are injured will be much more than double of this number, and of course loss of properties. The people of New Delhi may start breathing normal after the G20 summit is over tonight and the undeclared lockdown is removed. I missed telling you, the Russians have made some gains, important ones in Marinka. And that's all from my side. Thank you.